what we're going to do next is we're going to give some community honors awards and certificates to people in Bolivia, and one person who's here, Chris Loma. We're very pleased to have her join us, and Baroness Hooper as well, who's going to assist in the presentation of these awards. There are two special awards, community honors awards, to Ricardo and Rita. Can you hear us? Are you seeing us? Yes?
They can.
Yeah, they can.
I'm present. Thank you.
So there's a Community Honors Award to Ricardo Ramos. If you'd like to read what it says, what shall I read it for you? Yeah, for his Community Honors Award for Dr. Ricardo Ramos for his distinguished service and outstanding frontline support on behalf of the British Bolivian community during the COVID pandemic. And this has been presented by Baroness Gloria Hooper to Dr. Ricardo Ramos.
Dr. Ramos, many congratulations, felicidades. It's a great honor for me to be in a position of presenting this award to you, because you have done so many wonderful things in raising the funding and enabling the distribution of the protective, what do we call it, PPE? Yes, the protective equipment. I am sure that our collaboration with Bolivia over this will be remembered on both sides, by both our countries, and the involvement of the Anglo-Bolivian society will also be well remembered. But Dr. Ramos, congratulations. I'm not quite sure what I'm presenting you.
We're going to send it to him in real. He can receive it.
You will receive it.
Receive
Pigeon post, I suspect.
And then there's also the Community Honors Award to Dr. Rita Rebollo for her distinguished service and outstanding frontline support to medical staff on behalf of the British Bolivian community during the COVID pandemic. If you have a few words to
Yes,
Rita.
well, Dr. Rita, congratulations and felicidades also. I wasn't quite prepared for this in the sense of knowing exactly what was going to happen, but I hope that you will remember your good and important work during the COVID crisis, and you will be helped to remember it whenever you look at the award that you will receive by post. Yes? Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm just going to quickly mention the names of the people who are receiving these certificates, and we have Chris Loma to assist us here. Would you like to come here? If you'd like to just read the name.
Of course. This is for Claudia Vargas.
Yeah, and just read it's all the same, just say recognition.
Okay, recognition of distinguished service and teamwork in assisting frontline medical staff during the COVID-19 pandemic in Bolivia. Okay, Camila Uriona. This is for Micaela Ugarte. Fanny Ramos. Verónica Osorio.
Veronica Osorio is in the UK, but at the moment traveling. She was due to come this evening, but is unable to return.
Yeah, she's in Colombia.
Oh, she's in Colombia? She's
Yeah.
in Colombia. All right. Traveling. Traveling, yes. And then we have...
Gaston Molina.
And Gaston Molina is the driver at the British Embassy in La Paz, and he assisted us when no other vehicles could circulate. He was able to take PPE to El Alto to give to Fanny Ramos Quispe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fanny Ramos Quispe would in turn distribute it had contacts by aircraft to the Eastern Lowlands.
Okay.
And this award is for Chris Loma Aragonés, who's with us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then we have an award award for Maria Elena Omeles, who is responsible for public relations and communications at the British Embassy in La Paz. So she receives an award as well.
Sure. This is for Karina Guzman. Oh. Lisette Foronda.
And you might like to say the connection between the shielding and the embassy?
Sure. In this emergency, on this crisis, we do synergy kind of group, right? A help group between Cheveners, between British scholars, and between you. Yeah.
And the role of Lisette Foronda?
Oh, yeah. She organized and put all the resources from the embassy to us to deliver these supplies, to deliver this to El Alto, to Santa Cruz, to Cobija. Yeah.
And the last one?
It's for Ivan Fernandez.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We now have, if you'll a round of applause, yes, indeed. Baroness Hooper would like to say a word.
I think it behoves me as sponsor of this evening's event, but also as a vice president of the society, to offer a very big vote of thanks to Winston as chairman, as the current chairman, but I'll include in that all the past chairman, and also to Kate, who has worked so hard on this evening's very, very special arrangements. 30 years as a society is very good news. But the other good news is that the Anglo-Bolivian Society is, I think, one of the most active and most successful of our Anglo societies at this moment of time. So all the other societies that might be here, take note and try to be here. But I also wanted to say, as a member of Parliament, a member of the House of Lords, that you will all appreciate that we have been living through very turbulent times recently. But I hope that by being here, by being in Westminster Hall, which brings 800 years of history with it, you will remember that there were other turbulent times. The trial of Charles I, who was the King of England, the only King of England to be put to death. The trial of St. Thomas More, who is the patron saint of politicians. And then we moved through into turbulent times with the Oliver Cromwell and the the period of the Roundheads and the so-called Commonwealth of the day, and things changed and calmed down, and so let's hope that things will calm down now. But also, as a parliamentarian, I wanted to say that I was able to receive the President of the Bolivian Senate here in Parliament in August, Senator Rodriguez, and we are now working on a visit from a parliamentary group from the Bolivian Congress, and we hope that it will take place in the first half of next year. So those parliamentary contacts are also building up. So once again, though, not only to Winston and Kate, but to the whole team, the whole committee who worked so hard on these occasions. I myself first went to, I did want to say for the Chevening scholars, wonderful to hear what you're doing and what you intend to do. I'm a great supporter of Chevening. I myself first went to South America as a Rotary Foundation fellow, and I first went to Bolivia in 1966, when you weren't even twinkles in the eyes. But I hope very much that your interest and involvement between our two countries and continents will continue and prosper. and good luck with all your endeavours. So again, thank you all for being here, and thanks again to all those who've made this evening such a tremendous success. Thank you.
Testing the online connection. We have a closing speech by Ambassador Jeff Gleeson from Bolivia. If we can connect up, Alberto.
Yeah.
I also meant to thank the musicians, the Sagrada Familia.
We can see you, Jeff. We can see
you hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Well, thank you, and thank you for including me in what's been such a lovely occasion. I have to be honest, when I normally go on Zoom calls, I tend to switch off my camera and start looking at my phone and doing other things and get easily distracted. But this evening I've been watching with huge emotion, actually, such a wonderful celebration of Anglo-Bolivian relations, and I think it's credit to the Anglo-Bolivian Society and to Winston and Kate for putting on such a great event. Bolivia and Anglo-Bolivian relations have occasionally been, throughout the years, subject to bits of disinformation and rumor, and I wanted to put one of them to bed this evening. Neither I nor any other British ambassador have had to present our credentials naked to a donkey at any moment in time. But I really just wanted to congratulate the Anglo-Bolivian Society on its 30 years, to congratulate the current and past chairman and committee members, to thank very much Baroness Hooper for your continued patronage and support of this illustrious society, and thank you also for your kind words. It's a real privilege for me to represent the UK in Bolivia. And I often ask myself the question, what is it about Bolivia that we should, as the British government, be engaged in? And I think there are many areas, but I wanted to just highlight a few. Bolivia is 4.5 times the size of the UK, but with only 11 million people. But it's a source of huge biodiversity and nature that is not just part of Bolivia's richness and heritage, but part of the whole world's nature. And with 6% of the Amazon rainforest, with over 40 million hectares of forest, the UK does and should care about how we can partner with Bolivian society and the Bolivian government to protect the Amazon. Unfortunately, Bolivia currently has the 3rd worst deforestation rates in the world. And we all know how important it is to protect the Amazon and to protect our biodiversity, and which is why I've put that at the forefront of what we're doing as an embassy in Bolivia. And we're forming a really strong partnership with the Vice President and his team to support the fight against deforestation. This year, we've had a record amount of funding to support that effort. We're close to £1 million of funding to work on the support for biodiversity and deforestation. I was pleased this year that Bolivia once again applied to be part of the LEAF program, which the UK also supports. We also should care about Bolivia for our economic future. Critical materials and supply chains are increasingly under the microscope, and with the largest reserves of lithium in the world, Bolivia offers a great opportunity once again to become a partner of the UK, and that's why I'm also pleased that when the Bolivian senator, the president of the Senate, Andrónico Rodriguez, came to the UK this year. He also visited Warwick University, the alma mater of the current Bolivian president, and went to see their battery facilities. And we're on the verge of announcing a very important partnership with the state-owned lithium company and Warwick, which will hopefully help to double the number of scholarships that we're able to offer to the UK in support of that collaboration. So that's really exciting. But more than that, the people-to-people links that you around the room this evening represent are also why we should care. The friendship between our two countries is something which I see this evening is flourishing. And I wanted to also give a special mention to my dear friend Amaru and his family as somebody who really epitomized those bonds of friendship and those people-to-people links. He was somebody that I first met when pretty much on my first day as ambassador, when the previous vice president of Bolivia, Garcia Linera, came to Oxford, and I accompanied him on that visit and made strong links with Amaru, and we kept in touch ever since and worked together closely. And he was really an example to us all in terms of his generosity and his great intellect. So thank you to Susanna and Nina for joining us this evening, and congratulations on your awards. Our relationship continues to grow, and as Baroness Hooper mentioned, the visit of Andrónico really symbolized that this year. And we're very grateful to her and to the Interparliamentary group for helping us to support a future visit of Bolivian parliamentarians. I also wanted to say hello and saludo to all the Chevening scholars who I was very proud to see this evening. Evening is such an important program. I think it's one of the most important things that we do in embassies around the world. It's such a good way of investing in a partnership between our countries. And this year it was great that we had our very first Chevening scholar from El Alto in the form of Juliana. And what I want to do in my last year as ambassador is build on that outreach and really following up on what Juliana was talking about in terms of building a pipeline of future leaders from more diverse backgrounds in Bolivia, those parts of Bolivia that we haven't been able to reach, perhaps because of English language, but perhaps for other reasons, and build a leadership program for future Chevening scholars. And that's my commitment in my last year as ambassador here. And I also just finally wanted to congratulate all of those people who worked to develop the Anglo-Bolivian community, or the British Bolivian community, I should call it, that Winston mentioned, and to really celebrate the huge achievements during the COVID pandemic. Thank you for the recognition to many of the members of my team who helped to join that, but also I won't name everyone because I'll end up forgetting someone, and that would be worse than not naming anyone at all. But all of those who put together the very successful program to support hospitals and the Bolivian healthcare system during what was a very, very difficult period for Bolivia and during the COVID pandemic. And as Baroness Hooper said, this is something that has helped to strengthen the bonds between Bolivia and the UK. So I hope I haven't forgotten to thank anyone or to mention anyone else by name, but huge congratulations this evening for such a lovely event, and even more so for the past 30 years, where you have all been far more of an ambassador than I have in terms of supporting Bolivian and British relations and representing each of your respective countries to form these close bonds culturally, economically, politically, which really help my job and make my job so much easier. Thank you very much, and once again a huge congratulations to you all.
Thank you very much, Jeff, for your very thoughtful and kind words. And I think we should have a brindis. I don't know if you have, if you're able to do a brindis.
Yeah. I've got a cup here, but it's empty.
I haven't got a glass yet. If somebody could pass me a glass, we could do a brindis.
I don't think it's good luck.
Somebody could pass me a glass?